the head injury either from a bottle or a brick, and then a second head injury from a Lompoc police officer coming in to help with this situation. He was injured there. We're not sure how his head was injured. And then a Santa Barbara County Sheriff's officer, deputy that is, was injured in the hand. He seems to be okay. So a total of 3 right now. We do have a crew out there who says that they have seen bottles and bricks being thrown at deputies and officers, not knowing the extent of their injuries, if any, right now. More deputies and officers being poured in to help, and at least 20 deputies from Ventura County Sheriff's Office coming up to help with the situation.
And we do know of a stabbing as well that happened maybe about an hour before all of this, or about an hour and a half before.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're just trying to make sense of all of this and see what happens next. But, again, you look at the crowd, it seems to disperse, and then they come back, and then they disperse, and then they come back. And
a lot of the same people that we've been seeing in this video right here, not leaving, also riling up the crowd. Right now it seems calm.
Another thing to add is last night when we were doing the tally of how many people we arrested and cited, 47 of those were not from the area. They were not from Santa Barbara County. So that also gives you an idea that a lot of what happens here is we get people that come to party for the weekend and cause trouble at this event.
And it was 47 out of how many people arrested?
I don't have that total number, but
okay.
I can get that for you. I do know that 47 people, and that was just the ones that happened to tell us that, no, we don't go to UCSB and we don't go to Santa Barbara City College. We're from out of Santa Barbara County.
And we do know some people actually say they go to UCSB, that they are UCSB students, and then
find out later they're not.
Find out that they're not, and that they say that they're from the area. That happened a few weeks ago with that unrest on Del Playa about 3 weeks ago.
Well, I know with Tracy Allair's report, I believe it was last night. And she was talking, almost kind of taking a poll of all the students out there. And she was getting, I think she had 3 different states that the students were coming in from just for Del Playa, just for Deltopia to come in and party along Del Playa. So, yeah, they're coming in from great distances to come in and party here.
And Halloween is usually the party known throughout the country. Of Isla Vista is known for that Halloween party. Now it looks like Deltopia is the top one on the map. Like you said, people coming in from different states, different cities by the thousands. Kelly Hoover, 15,000 you said, 15,000 people coming in for this.
Yeah, we estimate the crowd today to be at least 15,000. Yeah, when you look at what's happening, it does seem apparent that there are a lot of people here who don't care about their community. They wouldn't be behaving like they are with ripping up stop signs and overturning things and burning mattresses and throwing things at law enforcement.
So, Kelly, if we have 15,000 here for Deltopia, how does that compare with Halloween, which really gets the big headlines? I mean, the number of people, how does that compare?
This past Halloween was a lower turnout than what we usually get. It was Parents Week, Parents Weekend, I should say. I believe it was midterms, and we just didn't get the large crowd. Everyone.
And I don't think it was a weekend either. It depends if it's on a weekend as well.
It's on a Wednesday this year.
It was on a Wednesday, so that would, if it's on a weekend, you get huge crowds. But
yes, this past year, we were fortunate. We didn't have as large as crowds, and for the most part, we didn't have any major incidents.
Okay, thank you so much, Kelly Hoover. Please keep us updated with the injuries of the law enforcement officers. Again, 3 injured, 2 head injuries, 1 hand injury, Lompoc Police, Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, and the UC Police Department with injuries right now. As far as we know, around 9:30, again, at about 8 o'clock, a stabbing. We're not sure on the update of that person or their condition because of the amount of people that have turned up on Trigo and Camino del Sur.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back. Again, you're watching live coverage of the civil unrest, a riot, whatever you want to call it in Isla Vista at this year's Deltopia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Avanti. As a former foster youth, my choices seem very limited. Now, thanks to the Santa Barbara City College Guardian Scholars Program, I'm getting a great education and I'm excited about my future.
You're doing great things in your life, Avanti. And with your donation, the Santa Barbara City College Foundation, more people just like Avanti will have access to high-quality education. So please join me in the support of the 2014 campaign for student success.
Show us the love.
News Channel 3, right about the time you call it a night. Our night is just getting started. We're monitoring breaking news around the country, around the world.
And right here at home, so when you wake up, you'll have the very latest.
This is our home, too, so we care about the safety of our communities and the news that affects our families.
That's why we're live on scene of overnight news. We've got your complete wake-up weather, and we'll help you avoid the obstacles and get you there on time. Wake up in the know and ready to go with News Channel 3, where the news comes first. We are the beaches. We are the valleys. We are the ag fields of Santa Maria and Ventura County. The harbors and ports of our coastline. For 60 years, this has been our home, and we celebrate the uniqueness of each of our communities. Up and down the coast, if it's important to you.
It's important for us to be here.
And here.
And here.
News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Celebrate our Earth and green living at Santa Barbara's 2014 Earth Day Festival, featuring a green car show, healthy local foods, free bike valet, live music, an eco marketplace, kids activities, and over 200 exhibitors to help you live green. Saturday, April 26th and Sunday, April 27th in Alameda Park, presented by the Community Environmental Council and your local sponsors. For details, visit sbearthday.org.
The work we do at CALM is critical in helping victims find their voice again.
We are so lucky to have CALM in Santa Barbara County because CALM really ensures that children are going to be heard and there is going to be justice.
I will raise my voice for the children who have lost theirs.
I will raise my voice as long as there's one child in this community who's been abused and needs to be heard.
AEYT News Channel 3 is where the news comes first. Live breaking news from News Channel 3.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching live coverage of the riot that's going on right now in Isla Vista. This started probably about 9:30 tonight. There was a stabbing actually about 8 o'clock, and then there was law enforcement was called out to another incident around 9:30. Bottles and rocks were thrown at that. I think it was a campus police officer.
Yes,
I can't hear him. What's
head
happening?
injury.
UC PD officer was hit with either a bottle or a brick, causing an injury there. That was the first one. The second head injury from a Lompoc police officer. Not sure exactly what he was, how that happened there. And then a third injury of a hand from a Santa Barbara County Sheriff's deputy. Those are the only ones we know of.
And we don't
so
know their
far.
conditions at this point either.
Do not know their conditions.
No. Let's throw it out to Paul Mahalik. He's one of our videographers for News Channel 3. Paul, what are you seeing right now?
Right now, I'm seeing that the police vehicle that is at the end of Camino del Sur has not moved for a very long time. The crowd has like ebbed and flowed, and at this point, they're starting to move back in again.
Now, Paul Mahalik, a News Channel 3 videographer, there is a bit of a delay, about a 5 to 7 second delay because of our live unit there. So he is with us. Now, Paul, we haven't seen as much smoke right now from the tear gas. Is that still being used out there?
Copy. No, I don't think tear gas has been thrown in a while now, and that's probably why the crowd is moving back in. The police and the sheriffs and the law enforcement at the end of the road seem to be waiting for something. They have not moved in a really long time, and the street is now clear, the air is now clear, and the crowd of Deltopians is starting to move back towards the police vehicle.
So, Paul, the law enforcement officers you see, does it look like a SWAT team? Are they in their full gear as if they're preparing for a riot?
I have not seen anybody in any kind of riot gear, but I don't, like a couple of people have said before, the lights from this vehicle are shining right at the crowd, and you really can't see what's going on behind them. I've seen some officers moving back and forth behind that vehicle, but I wasn't able to see I have not seen anybody in riot gear.
Now, Paul, is there a clear distinction between where the people are who are doing this civil unrest and the law enforcement officers? Is there kind of a divide, or are there law enforcement officers where you are, you're on top of the News Channel 3 vehicle right now? Are there law enforcement officers there, or are you on your own?
I'm all by myself on top of the news vehicle here. There doesn't seem to be any law enforcement behind me at all. And there's about I would say about a 25 or 30-foot gap, maybe twice that, between the crowd of students and partiers and the SWAT vehicle.
And Paul, you've been out there for a long time tonight. Is it a small group that's charging everybody up and getting everybody all riled up?
It's really hard to tell. It seems not. There seem to be several instigators in the front, but the crowd is pretty together.
And again, we do have a delay with Paul right now out on the corner of Trigo and Camino del Sur. A bit of a delay. That's why you're hearing that pause between our questions and Paul's response. The crowd is gathering a little bit. We did see that spotlight move a little bit from the vehicle, the law enforcement vehicle. We're seeing more cars pull around, possibly leaving the area. We did see a taxi a little bit ago. But right now it seems calm. Paul, does it seem a lot more calm than it was about an hour ago? Not as much chanting and yelling?
It's definitely more calm than an hour ago, but every time the tear gas floats away, the crowd moves back in, and the officers have thrown some more tear gas grenades or something to back them up. Right now, it seems pretty quiet, but there aren't a lot of people leaving.
Paul, what were they chanting about an hour ago when they were all together? What were some of the things they were chanting?
This is a typical
I didn't hear a lot of distinctive chants, but at one point they were chanting USA, USA.
It's kind of strange to be chanting something like that in Isla Vista. Derek Olson, another videographer out there, said he couldn't say some of the things. I'm assuming they're expletives.
Sure.
To law enforcement officers out there. We've seen a car move to the right of the screen there. It looks like a sheriff's SUV moving there. More people are walking up into that area right now. The light seems to get brighter from that spotlight from the vehicle there.
I think that light's being aimed right at our camera, I think,
Okay,
is what it is.
I'm doing all right.
Paul,
There
what
it is.
can you tell us right now? Is the vehicle moving forward at all? The law enforcement vehicle?
To the best of my knowledge, it has not moved forward an inch since I arrived on the scene.
Have you seen any injuries? We've heard about hospital personnel showing up at the hospitals, being called in early for their shifts tonight to deal with, I guess, either people who have been showing up at the hospital or maybe expected to have people show up at the hospital.
I've seen a lot of ambulances moving around IV. I've seen a number of the rioters come back and lift up their shirts and show me the bruises and cut skin from the rubber bullets. One of them showed me one of the rubber bullets. There's just been a small explosion up in front of the SWAT vehicle. I'm not sure where it came from or what it was, but yeah, I have seen several injuries, and it's not very safe out here.
Okay, Paul Mahalik, please stay on the line. We do have Derek Olson, another News Channel 3 videographer. Derek, where are you at right now?
I am on the same block as Paul is, but I'm closer